Yo, what's up, knowledge seekers? Today we're diving into the wild world of educational inequality. Spoiler alert, it's messier than your For You page. We're talking about how the education system, the one that's supposed to be the great equalizer, sometimes feels more like a rigged game. Like, why are some schools flush with cash while others gotta have bake sales just to buy textbooks? And why does it feel like the curriculum is stuck in the Stone Age, teaching us stuff that's about as relevant as a floppy disk? Don't worry, fam, I got you. We're about to drop some serious knowledge bombs with a little help from my main man, Michel Foucault. Buckle up. Alright fam, let's kick things off with Foucault's concept of power and knowledge. This is like having the cheat codes to life, but instead of unlocking infinite lives in a video game, we're unlocking the secrets of how knowledge shapes our world. Foucault was all about how power isn't just about some dude in a castle telling you what to do. It's way more subtle and sneaky than that. It's about who gets to decide what counts as knowledge, what gets taught in schools, and what gets left out. Think about it. Who decides what's on the SAT? Not your local pizza guy, that's for sure. They decide what knowledge is valuable, and if you don't fit their mold, well, tough luck. But here's the kicker. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you can question, challenge, and change the game. Next up, biopolitics. Biopolitics is basically how those in power control entire populations, their health, their education, even their futures. Remember when COVID hit and some kids got Zoom classes while others got nothing? That's biopolitics in action, folks. Some kids got to keep learning, keep thriving, while others got left behind. And guess what? The kids who got left behind were often from marginalized communities. Low-income families, rural areas, you name it. Coincidence? I think not. It's like some kids are playing Fortnite with all the best loot and a super fast internet connection, while others are stuck with dial-up and a rusty spoon. Not exactly a fair fight, is it? We need education policies that are more Rihanna inclusive and less exclusive after-party. Everyone gets in, everyone thrives. Alright, knowledge seekers, time for some genealogy. We're talking about tracing the history of knowledge itself, like, why do we learn what we learn? Who decided that algebra was more important than, say, learning how to do your taxes? Seriously, why didn't they teach us that? Imagine if your TikTok For You page was stuck in 2010. That's what our education system is like. Still teaching like it's the colonial era. We're stuck in the past, memorizing dates and dead guys, while the world outside is changing faster than you can say, algorithm. Let's create curriculums that look more like a diverse Netflix lineup and less like a dusty old history channel. Let's make learning as engaging as scrolling through your For You page. Now let's get real for a minute, fam. Ever felt like you're just not good at math? Or maybe you bombed that history test and felt like a complete failure? That, my friends, is subjectivity messing with your mind. It's how the education system, often unintentionally, shapes your self-image like Instagram filters, but for your brain. But here's the truth, you are not your grades. Your worth isn't determined by some standardized test or a letter on a report card. You are a unique individual with your own passions, talents, and ways of learning. We need schools that hype you up like your best friend's Instagram comments. Everyone deserves to feel like main character energy. Last but not least, let's talk about the archaeology of knowledge. Don't worry, this isn't about dusting off ancient artifacts, unless you count those textbooks from the 90s. It's about being a detective, but instead of solving crimes, you're uncovering why we learn what we learn. Think about it, why do we learn about old dead guys, but not about climate change or mental health? Why is there a whole class dedicated to dissecting frogs, but not one on dissecting the patriarchy? That's some sus knowledge archaeology right there. We need to ask ourselves, whose voices are being heard, whose stories are being told, and whose knowledge is being valued. Let's push for a curriculum that reflects the diversity of our world, one that tackles the challenges of the 21st century. Let's make education more like a killer Spotify playlist, a mix of classics and fresh beats. Look, this isn't just some TED Talk theory. Foucault's ideas are like the cheat codes to understanding why your education might be letting you down. It's not you, it's the system. But here's the good news. We have the power to change it. Time to level up. We can demand better from our leaders, spam their Twitter if you have to. Support alternative education, YouTube tutorials count, y'all. Share knowledge like it's a viral TikTok dance. Create study groups that are more lit than a house party. Let's turn it into a co-op game where everyone wins. If you're fired up, smash that like button, share this video, and let's start a knowledge revolution.